Yo, what is up, YouTube? Welcome to episode 1 of our 101 series, where we will be briefly talking about various NBA players. I'm trying to stick with players that are retired, so don't go asking me about LeBron, Steph Curry, Blake Griffin, and all those guys. Today we will be talking about George Gervin, aka the Iceman, the coolest scorer of all time. Gervin was a 6'7" guard who was downright unstoppable, man, in his days. Tall, fast, with a smooth jumper, and was very crafty around the rim, using his signature move, the finger roll. Once he had the ball in his hands, due to his offensive versatility, he could literally ice you on the defensive end of the floor. Gervin was born on April 27, 1952, raised in Detroit, Michigan under a single mother. Life was tough for him, but he decided to find an interest in basketball. In high school, he didn't make the team for a while. Quick player, but was just not tall enough. He was sitting under 6 feet tall, and he didn't have that icy polished jumper in his sophomore year, so he was cut by his head coach. However, the coach assistant did like his game in general and asked the coach to let him stick around, and they created a great bond, and it was like the father Gervin never had. Later on, he made a bond with the school janitor. Shout out to the janitor, giving Gervin the keys to the school gym, allowing him to practice on his jumper. After all that practicing and growing some inches as well, Gervin dominated in his senior year and averaged 30 points and 20 rebounds. Too bad he was stopped at the quarterfinals, and that would be the start of his unfortunate circumstances in playoff situations. Yeah, he had some tough playoff situations. We'll see. My boy attended California State University with a scholarship, but he did not like the culture, I guess, or something like that, and probably got homesick, something along those lines, and ended up transferring to East Michigan University. He played great for his first 2 years. He was on the verge of stardom. Unfortunately, he punched another player out of frustration. This was the first time the Iceman lost his cool. All right. No more ice jokes. Sorry about that. After that deadly punch, well, he didn't really kill the guy, but you know what I mean. Gervin ended up playing for the Virginia Squires. He played alongside the great Julius Erving, aka Dr. J, which was technically his rookie season as well, but was quickly sold to the San Antonio Spurs. He played for the Spurs in their last ABA days and actually had a chance to join the NBA and play for the Phoenix Suns, but my boy was like, nah, fam. I'm too loyal, man. It's all about the Spurs for life. It's just amazing how these Spurs just have a knack to keep players loyal. Hashtag once a Spur, always a Spur, man. Well, unless you're Boris Diaw. His time in the Spurs was amazing. Too bad it didn't lead to any titles in his illustrious career. Right before the ABA and NBA merged, he was stopped by his former teammate Julius Erving and their New York Nets. He literally changed the Spurs' style of play from defense first to schoolyard basketball, and actually that is what they called it, schoolyard basketball, which was formed when they obtained star forward Larry Kenon, who was an offensive beast. Larry Kenon and George Gervin created an impressive offensive duo. It lasted for many years, which together they basically averaged 50 points per game. Lots of people enjoyed watching their up-tempo style of play. Too bad the team just wasn't good enough to face all the other great teams during that era. Honestly, that's pretty strange because today the Spurs are one of the most slowest and most boringest, and yes, boringest is a word, offensive team in the league right now, and actually have been really successful in the playoffs. So to wrap this up, my boy was featured in many All-Star games. It snagged numerous scoring titles and was known as one of the best scorers of all time. At the very end of his flashy scoring career, he was traded to the Chicago Bulls and ended up starting for the Bulls as well, while Michael Jordan was injured. At first, Michael Jordan wasn't very fond of him. He actually hated the trade, and actually he never really liked George Gervin at all. He kind of forced George Gervin to be traded at all costs and actually forced him to retire. And that's what caused George Gervin's early retirement at the age of, I believe, 34. That's crazy. So yeah, that's about it for George Gervin 101. So be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more. And peace out. Stay tuned for my next one, which is going to be about Kevin McHale. And peace out, guys.